Okay, have you ever thought about how you could move an entire city? Not with rockets or giant engines, but with something else entirely. Well, today we're going to dive into this wild idea of teleporting a whole civilization using, get this, sheer metaphysical will. It's a huge question, right? Just imagine this. A city. They call it the house. And it's completely pinned down, surrounded by enemies. Its only shot at survival is an impossible escape to a safe haven called Olympus. I mean, where do you even start with a problem like that? And this is where things get really fascinating. The answer isn't found in some advanced physics textbook or a crazy new engine design. Nope. It's in something much deeper. We're talking about a kind of spiritual science, a way to tap into the very operating system of reality itself. All right, so first things first, you need a blueprint. Before you can even think about moving a world, you have to understand what makes it tick, how it's built to sustain itself, not just physically, but spiritually. So the model for this whole operation actually comes from two ancient legendary concepts. On one hand, you have Noah's Ark, a ship for physical survival, right? It saved all the biological life from a disaster. But then you have the Ark of the Covenant, which was all about spiritual presence. It preserved divine law, purpose, authority. And here's the big light bulb moment. To move a whole civilization, you have to save both its body and its soul. And when you fuse that idea of physical preservation with spiritual purpose, you get our core concept, Arcology. It's basically the art of building a totally self-sustaining world, a perfect marriage of architecture and ecology, of structure and life. This is the master plan for a civilization that can literally pick up and move. And listen, this isn't some made-up sci-fi idea. It's a principle you see everywhere in the universe. The Earth itself, that's an arcology. The human body, with all its interconnected systems, totally an arcology. So the goal becomes clear. The house has to be transformed into its own living, breathing, self-aware arcology before it can make that impossible jump. And this is absolutely crucial. A working arcology isn't just about the buildings and the walls. It lives and breathes through the relationships and the flow of energy between all its different parts, the people, the systems, its very spirit. It's those invisible connections that really make the whole thing come alive. So what's running on this arcology's operating system? Well, first, you've got the law. Just like the Ten Commandments in the Ark of the Covenant, this is the core programming. It's the fundamental rules that keep the whole system stable and in order. Okay, you've got the rules, but what about the juice? You need a power source. That's where manna from heaven comes in. It represents that spiritual fuel, that miraculous energy that keeps the whole civilization running, especially when physical resources are gone. It's the belief, the higher purpose, that keeps the lights on. And finally, you need legitimate authority. That's what the rod of Aaron symbolizes. It's the divine right to exist and to act. You can think of it like the system's official, consecrated access keys. It proves that this civilization has a purpose and a right to be where it's going. So we have the blueprint for the city itself, but where in the world does the insane amount of power needed to run this thing, let alone move it, actually come from? Well, that takes us to the next level, the cosmic order itself. The power source is, well, the ultimate one, the divine Trinity. Think of it like this. The Father is the grand architect, the one who designs the divine plan. The Son is the Word, the one who executes that plan. And the Holy Spirit is the one who actually implements it, bringing it all into reality. It's the perfect creative, executive, and operational team. But this divine power isn't just chaotic energy zapping around. No way. It's channeled and managed through an incredibly organized cosmic structure. You could almost call it a spiritual bureaucracy, making sure everything runs exactly according to plan. And this is what that bureaucracy looks like, the angelic hierarchies. It's this incredible, perfect chain of command where power and knowledge flow from the top all the way down. The first hierarchy, they're closest to God, dealing with pure concepts like love and wisdom. The second hierarchy governs the cosmos itself, managing things like authority and miracles. And then the third hierarchy works directly with us, with humanity, guiding nations and people. Each choir has a very specific job in the grand design. Okay, so we've got the theory down, right? We have the blueprint, we have the power source, we have the administration. But how do you make any of this real? Well, this next part is all about application, how you turn all this abstract metaphysics into a city's actual, tangible nervous system. This is done by building what they call nerve centers. Every essential part of the city gets aligned with a fundamental cosmic energy. This basically hardwires the divine plan right into the city's DNA. For example, the military's drive and competitive spirit, that gets channeled as fire. The free-flowing ideas from artists and thinkers, that becomes wind. Health and law are grounded in the stability of Earth. The process reinforces the entire civilization, getting it ready for the journey. And once this alignment is complete, the prep work is done. The city isn't just a pile of bricks and streets anymore. It's a living, breathing arcology, totally in sync with the cosmic forces it needs to pull off this impossible leap. And now, we've arrived at the main event. All the theory, all that preparation, it all comes down to this one single, incredibly daring moment. The teleport to Olympus. But you don't just hit a button and hope for the best. Oh no, the plan is brilliant. Step 1, they throw up a spatiotemporal barrier to totally mess with the enemy's senses. Step 2, they forge a perfect but completely hollow decoy of the city. And then, for the master stroke, they swap the spatial coordinates. The enemy is left attacking a ghost while the real city slips away. Everything is in place. The decoy is set, the barrier is up. The city itself, now a fully realized arcology, is just pulsing with energy. You can feel it, building towards that final command. The sheer power needed for this is unimaginable. It's being drawn from every single nerve center, channeled through that divine blueprint, and focused into one single point. The energy levels are just screaming upwards, climbing and climbing to that critical peak. And then the order is given. Jump. And in a blinding flash of light, it works. The house vanishes from its old home and reappears completely intact and safe in the skies of Olympus. The impossible journey from a wild metaphysical theory to a physical reality is actually complete. But this leaves us with one last big thought, doesn't it? The house is safe, for now. They've literally mastered the science of moving an entire world. But surviving in a new one, that's a whole different ballgame. What kind of new cosmic laws, what powerful beings are they going to run into in their new home?